If you are like me, one of the reasons I go out camping is to capture a glimpse of the night sky. Getting away from the city in the artificial light and looking up at all the stars is mesmerizing. I have always admired photos of the night sky and love it when people are able to capture a full moon, a shooting star, or the Milky Way galaxy and share with others. I consider myself a novice at this art of capturing the night sky, but feel I have a few lessons learned from 4 nights of filming the Milky Way on a GoPro Hero 12 camera. My first lesson learned would be the camera settings. A quick search online, and I was able to find several tutorials on how to set your camera to capture the best quality image. I will give credit to Abe Kislevitz and his GoPro Night Lapse tutorial on YouTube to help me dial in my settings. I will share with you now and drop them into the end of the video as well as the description. My shutter speed is set to 30 seconds for a longer exposure. The time-lapse interval is set to auto. ISO min at 100, ISO max at 800. My white balance is at 5000. Sharpness is set to low, and the EV comp is at 0. For the purpose of what I will share with you today, I'm shooting in a video format. The GoPro and other cameras can capture raw footage, which will provide a better image quality, but require a greater skill level in editing and does require a little more storage space. The default selection is for video. On the GoPro Hero 12, you need to switch from video to photo and then scroll down to the capture section and change the output from the default standard of JPEG to RAW, which will capture both the JPEG and GPR file type. I'm leaving my color set to natural for my image capture. My second lesson learned is the seasonal view. As I stated, I am a rookie. I've never taken a photograph class or a photography class in my life. My past attempts to capture the Milky Way have resulted in complete darkness. The Milky Way is only viewable within each hemisphere in a seasonal window. For those living in the northern hemisphere, this happens to be late spring through fall. I had an opportunity a few months back to go out to a remote area in the wilderness and record the night sky over a period of 4 nights. My past attempts have not gone well, but wanted to try again. I've tried to record it in times past and just wasn't getting the settings correct. I would bring it back to my computer and it's just blackness to me. I've been able to work with it enough that on night 1, I was able to capture my first real version of the Milky Way through the night sky located north of Vernal, Utah. So you can watch with me now. I'll go ahead and play that section for you, and you can see here that we actually have a little bit of the Milky Way coming through. It's not the best picture. A couple of clouds rolling through. You can see the color there. And right about here, you can see that the Milky Way starts to pop a little bit in the image. What I was able to learn from this, the first night, was very encouraging to me. I must give credit to my son-in-law that has done more with photography than I have, as he sat down with me and helped me play with the adjustments to the image and the software. We turned up the exposure, turned down the black point to be able to dial in and capture and realize that I did have something on this image. Remember, I'm filming on a GoPro Hero 12 camera in video mode, and that if I were to shoot this in RAW versus the video, it would improve the image quality. My lesson 3 that I want to share is the weather. You can never plan on the weather. So going into night number 2, I tried it again. And let's go in and play that clip and see what we find here. So there you go, the Milky Way starting to pop, and we get a few shooting stars coming through. And it just crosses the screen. A little cloud coverage coming in. That's the one thing that you never know what you're going to get with the weather. It may completely obscure it, or you may end up with a break in the weather and it just pops right at that moment. So that was night 2. I was really encouraged by the settings once again for the night time lapse. My fourth lesson learned is to frame the shot. On my third night of filming, I wanted to find a way to make the image better. So I took my camera down by the lake, hiked it down there about a quarter of a mile, set it up, and tried to get a reflection off of the lake and to try to frame the picture a little bit with the hillside. We had a little more cloud coverage this night, but once again, you never know what you're going to get. And as you watch, and then all of a sudden, a break right there, and beautiful Milky Way flying across the sky. At this point, I'm more encouraged and decided to take the camera down to the north end of the lake. The shot is nicely framed on the horizon with the lake in the foreground. We started off with a half full moon, so we have a little bit of moonlight for the first part of the image, which adds a beautiful reflection off the lake. Here we go. Moon tracking across the sky with the reflection of the water, some clouds floating through, and then here comes the Milky Way, and here comes the clouds. You never know what you're going to get with the weather as a little lightning down on the horizon comes in, and then right there, it just pops right in that little break in the sky. And that was it. But you can see how the image quality is improving with each night. And it leaves me encouraged at what I'm able to capture with a pretty unsophisticated camera and the beauty I can share with not a lot of effort. Thank you for joining me. Hopefully you have learned a few tricks that will help you. Keep your eyes on the sky. I look forward to seeing what you will share in the future.